Electronic Entertainment Expo, also commonly referred to as E3, is typically an exciting yearly event for fans of games to come together to view showcases from big publishers like PlayStation and Sony, Xbox and Microsoft, and other small-scale publishers like Ubisoft and even Square Enix. With PlayStation shocking fans with their recently new approaches to their conferences, adding layers of entertainments and unexpected reveals, they decided to skip this year's E3 to, I assume, focus on other things, I guess? Who really knows, but their absence was very missed. That's not to rule out that other leading publishers failed to come out on top this year, as there was obviously some exciting news and games which were shown off at this year's E3 as well. So, as per title, here's my top 5 games shown at E3 2019. Ghost Recon Breakpoint is a new game that attempts to form an even larger and engaging community by focusing on a vast world within the tactical third-person shooter franchise, which claimed great success from its previous 2017 game, Ghost Recon Wildlands, a game I've never actually played myself, but I've been intrigued by it with everything shown off with this newer title in the franchise, that being obviously Breakpoint. With an even larger emphasis on game features and story, I am really interested to see how Ghost Recon Breakpoint delivers from everything to combat and gunplay, to story and dialogue, to even customization and constant content support for when the game comes out in mid-fall of this year. The fourth game that I have here would be Gods and Monsters, a game briefly shown off at the Ubisoft presser, which is being developed by the same studio that brought you Assassin's Creed Odyssey, one of the more highly praised Assassin's Creed games by many whom deem themselves as fans of the series. The game features beautifully artistic assets in this adventure story about a hero on a quest to save the Greek gods. This game is expected to come out in February of 2020, where players will experience a lush world full of story about the Greek mythology, one of my subjective favorite forms of mythical ideologies that I know and very much care for. I am quite happy with how the game looks, and I simply cannot wait to see more about who this character is and what their full intentions are in this game. Next on my list, at number 3, is Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. This game is being published by EA, who has been put on blast by many gamers and critics for their anti-customer products with oversaturated pay-to-win systems implemented in many of their recent video games. That said, many have demanded for better, more quality-focused, and narratively driven stories that will capture something incredible for all gamers alike. This new Star Wars game looks to be just that, with a lot of emphasis on exploration and gameplay-heavy features, and a wide option for lightsaber mechanics. This game truly does look pretty cool. Not much has been revealed about story, of course, but I imagine we will have to wait a little longer to be able to experience this game in full for when it comes out sometime later this year. The second game that I have listed here would be Cyberpunk 2077. Now, I was quite critical about the game for when it got its first world premiere last year for E3 2018, and for reasons that being how slightly dull and unbelievably fake the world looked. With a year of development done, however, CD Projekt Red really surprised me with a refreshed look at the futuristic dystopian site. Night City got a quick glimpse with a CGI trailer that looked absolutely breathtaking, as Keanu Reeves even stated himself while introducing his involvement in the game as an important character in the world of Cyberpunk.
Okay, but let me tell you, the feeling of being there, of walking the streets of the future, is really going to be breathtaking. You're breathtaking. You're breathtaking. You're all breathtaking.
I am incredibly excited to see what this game is about, and I think I owe the entire studio my love after my harsh opinion of Cyberpunk 2077, whereas I just felt disappointed by its different looking world which failed to intrigue me completely a year ago. I am, of course, however, very excited for this game, as many others are too. Finally, at number 1 on my list of top 5 games shown at E3 2019 must proudly go to Crystal Dynamics' Marvel Avengers game, which got a brief look just a few days ago at the Square Enix press conference. This game has Sean S. Gage as the creative director, who has had several work done at Naughty Dog as a former employee there for games like The Last of Us and Uncharted: The Lost Legacy. His notable work as a former Naughty Dog employee really excites me because I am a fan of his work done for these two games, one being a game that has shaped the entire industry as a whole, that being, of course, The Last of Us. On top of that, the cast features amazing actors such as Nolan North and Troy Baker, but it isn't just that fact which excites me as a gamer, but more so because of my love and passion for superhero stories and the Avengers as a whole. I've consumed hours of footage from Marvel movies and have read several different comics involving such characters like Iron Man and Thor. I am a huge sucker for superhero stories, and based off of my experience with Insomniac's Marvel's Spider-Man, I am more than happy to see what this game is all about and what us fans of the genre will be able to do with this seemingly expansive world in which this studio is creating. That is it for the list, ladies and gents. Do you agree with my list at all? Would you remove some and add some more, or do you think I hit the nail in the coffin with this one? Either way, I respect your opinions of the games you personally enjoyed yourself, and so don't be afraid to comment below letting me know what those are, if any, of course. If you're new to my channel and wish to see more, make sure to subscribe and like the video if you enjoyed, and as always, I have been TheStarkz. Thank you for watching. Peace.